Hello and welcome to The Oval. We are very excited to talk about some exciting new hot topics tonight. First, we will be discussing the unfortunate death of Nipsey Hussle. And we will also be welcoming Cheyenne Pamelli to talk about our upcoming event, CurlCon. But first, what's new this week, guys? Anything interesting going on?
So what I found interesting this week was there was research that found that putting children on ADHD medication earlier in life increases their chances of going on antidepressant medicine later. So I found that interesting, and me and all the scandals, I'm like, they put them on medicine when they're young to then keep them on medicine their entire lives, and that's a lot of money. So it's all money, and I found that really upsetting and interesting.
It's always money.
Always, yeah.
I just recently heard something from Toyota. Apparently they said by like 2020 or 2021 they want to have in their cars a camera that can scan the driver and tell when he or she is drunk driving or distracted. And depending on how distracted or whatever you are, it may be able to park itself or at least slow down, which I can agree with and to a certain extent cannot, because like with the whole, for example, I have an iPhone 10 and I like very blindly just use my face to unlock my phone. If you think about it, it's so sketchy. So like, I don't know where I stand with it, but I guess if it prevents accidents, I might be down for it.
The first thing I thought of with that is if you're in traffic and then you just
How
slow
does that,
down
yeah,
or stop.
I don't
like,
know.
that's gonna
Exactly. Because not everybody drives Toyota, so it's not like all the cars will be in tune with you.
I mean, speaking of cars, I know BMW actually has a car that parks itself, which is pretty cool. It's like really slick, and it's like almost looks like a Ferrari.
Yeah,
but
it's a
like,
car out right now, or is it a
car,
concept?
It's a car.
Oh, okay.
It's 2018. Two-door side up.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Oh, nice.
Is it like, it's not like the I-8 or
Sounds out of my
anything.
price
I think that might be it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A nice
the
looking
i8 sounds
car.
like that's in
Because it's
the
white
yeah.
and blue. It looks like almost
It's
like
a
that
very
Kim
nice car.
Possible car when she was in that movie.
Oh.
Yeah, look at that. Oh, look at that. Oh, you did not know about that Kim Possible. Although, what is new is that I was watching Disney Channel last night, and they had a live action Kim Possible.
Oh, it
No
aired
way.
already?
They
I
have
saw
that now?
I saw
I
the
don't
trailer.
like
Yeah,
that.
it was
That's-
terrible.
I
It
don't
was
like
pretty
that.
simple.
What'd you think of it?
What is live action?
Live action.
I don't know
so
what that means.
basically, any Disney movie that you see now, like Dumbo, they're doing a Lion King, any animated movie that you see, they make it with human, like almost like real life.
Yeah.
It's not an animation anymore, yeah.
So they
okay.
took Kim Possible, cool cheerleader, 16.
Yeah.
Got a nice body. She's in shape. Oh yeah, perfect. And then I'm like, hold up, wait, this little girl is like 14 years old. Her best friend 12. Like, what is going on? Where are your parents? And why is this happening? You should be in school. Well, that's just my perspective on Disney.
I mean, I get that the actors look like pretty young, but couldn't we also say the same thing about the animated series?
But they were cartoons, and that was okay. Imagination.
No, you're right. No, you're absolutely right.
Child actors.
They also don't do a
Yeah.
good job. They don't do good work at all.
It's terrible, and it's like they're like a Disney Channel original movie, and I'm
Yeah.
like,
Do you know what Disney Channel original movie I loved? Stuck in the Suburbs. We need more movies like that.
Oh,
Great.
Stop
that was a
doing
good
this.
one.
You know what?
Yes.
We need Read It and Weep. That was a good one.
I feel like Disney
Love
did
that
not
one.
disappoint back then. I don't
Yeah.
know
It was good back
who
then.
changed, who
There was
died,
like
who
a-
did
Yeah.
what, but like something
yeah,
happened where
something
things just went
happened.
down the drain.
Listen, when I knew they started taking those cartoons off the air, I said,
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
definitely.
that was the first.
I don't know what
step.
I don't know what you're watching.
We really don't
I don't know
stand,
what
no.
this is.
Yeah.
But this ain't Disney Channel.
Yeah.
I was like, there's too many people on here. Like, there's too many regular shows. And I'm like, yeah,
I miss those original Disney
Speaking of
movies.
shows and stuff, there's now the revised kind of new version of the Twilight Zone, which is coming out.
I did just
because
see
of
that.
Jordan Peele, who's also had big success with Us recently, and so I think that's pretty cool. I started watching the first episode because it's free on YouTube, but I haven't fully watched it yet. But it's it seems fascinating. I can only think I'm sure this is a good season. And that good things can only come out.
Yeah, I love those type of science fiction shows.
Yeah.
They're awesome. I watched this one show when I was younger. It's called Fringe. It was sick. Every single episode, it was like an alternate dimension, and this weird guy and this dude is
Oh, there
happening.
you go, yeah.
It's
Or is
nuts.
it like Doctor Who?
Yeah, Doctor Who.
Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a good show.
Yeah,
Oh, is that
exactly.
Oh my God, Flash from the Past.
Oh, I know.
Flash
I
from the
haven't
past
seen it in a while.
episode.
Oh my God.
Do you have a new topic?
Oh, today, the new Joker trailer dropped, which is kind of interesting. We've had a lot of Joker movies. Jared Leto was the most recent, and a lot of people really did not like that.
Yeah.
But this one, I watched the trailer. and it kind of looks a little different. It doesn't really seem like a supervillain movie or a superhero movie. It kind of just seems like a story about the Joker.
Right.
I mean, I watched it, and in the 2 minutes and 30 seconds that I watched it, I felt bad for the guy, and he is a villain, so I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Like,
Who is it? Joaquin Phoenix?
yeah. Which he's very talented. He's a very
Yeah.
talented. So I think that they got the right guy for it.
Certainly.
Of course, like there's always like the Heath Ledger Joker from The Dark
and,
Knight,
like, the
which
Mark Hamill
exactly
animated Joker.
exactly,
that
which
people really
they're
love.
kind of insurpassable in their own right. But I think maybe Phoenix can kind of pave his own way.
Yeah. Take it in his own
But I
direction.
mean, it was awesome. If you guys want to check it out, I mean, it was cool.
Yeah.
That sounded
It was
interesting.
cool.
Crazy. You know who I think would have played a great Joker in the 90s? And the reason why I said the 90s, because Batman back then was different.
Yeah.
It was more comical and like.
Yeah.
I think Jim Carrey would have been.
How did I know you were going to say that?
Right?
He would've.
I was like, Jim Carrey would have been a great Joker.
Jim Carrey
Yeah.
would have been a great Joker.
I think he would have been a great
Think about all
Joker.
the movies he's been in the 90s.
Because Son of
early
the Mask.
Yeah.
Yeah, The
Oh,
Mask. That's what I was just about to
Exactly.
say.
You know, it's like the Grinch.
That's what I was just about to say.
I was
Yeah.
like, he would have killed that.
Yeah, exactly.
I would've-
Definitely.
Wow.
All right.
I don't know how they missed that.
I know, right? That's so
Dang,
true.
I was born in the wrong time.
All right, so we'll be right back. So stay with us.
Yeah.
Late night party, saw you standing there, out there dancing. I was
You know, James,
trying not to
I think I play you the chorus. I'm not warmed up, just take that into account. Day turns into night and I can see it in your eyes. So Nick had an idea. It was 2 chords.
First song.
D minor, D minor, C minor 7. Would you call it a love song?
Not necessarily.
A making love song, perhaps.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely about finding a girl at a party and then
And then
pursuing that.
Yeah.
Nightly
Late
love.
night party, saw you standing there. Out there dancing, I was trying not to stare. So he had the first verse figured out. And then I was like, what if we went, ba ba boo? And then
Yeah. That's where I come in.
and I can see it.
trombone.
So that was the part I came up with.
When you guys first brought I guess like the mostly finished song, I mean like it was just super funky, super sweet.
Well, it's like a skeleton when like
right.
bring it in, and then it's like hoping everybody else is going to be able to like layer in on top of that and like get where you're getting at with the song. Like
Who brought in the Pink Panther theme? Is that Joey?
Carl, I think wrote that horn part. Yeah, that's the horn part in the middle.
Yeah, that's always a fun little part.
Yeah, that part's yeah, especially when you got like when the 3 horny boys are there, like. I like the stripped down version of Han Solo sometimes, but it's like a lot of fun when
That song,
all
you need
3
the
of them.
horns.
Yeah,
Get
when
that
all 3
power,
of them.
yeah.
Like it's a huge sound.
Yeah, I think my favorite part in that song is all of like the random horn licks that go on. Yeah, but I think Not Easy was just like overall just like it captured just like the vibe that we want whenever we're playing like live gigs and stuff. We're trying to play music that like people can like just listen and like jam out to and ultimately dance. Yeah, I think like that's once people like not every show people dance, but as soon as like a couple start and a couple more trickle in, you get a couple of people just really cutting loose. That's like the most like awesome thing about the music I guess we play. Yeah.
Cause we were made for loving and we can't let it end like this. We should just keep on dancing. We should keep on dancing till the night is through. Yeah. Cause I like the way I'm moving with you. Day turns into night. I can see it in your eyes. Why not take some time to just enjoy those things in life?
I want candy. Give me candy.
Don't wanna move in slow motion. I
I think my favorite part of that song is all of like the random horn licks that go on. Yeah, but I think Not Easy was just like overall just like it captured just like the vibe that we want whenever we're playing like live gigs and stuff. We're trying to play music that like people can like just listen and like jam out to and ultimately dance.
Yeah,
I think that's once people like not every show people dance, but as soon as like a couple stars and a couple more trickle in, you get a couple of people just really cutting loose. That's like the most like awesome thing about the music I guess we play.
Yeah.
Cause we were made for loving, and we can't let it end like this. We should just keep on dancing. We should keep on dancing till the night is through. Yeah. Cause I like the way I'm moving with you. Day turns into night, I can see it in your eyes. Why not take some time to just enjoy those things in life?
I want candy. Give me candy.
Don't wanna move in slow motion all night long.
Welcome back, guys. We are here with Cheyenne Pomeli, an organizer of CurlCon. So she's just here to talk to us, and if you want to take the floor.
Thank you for having me. So CurlCon is going to be an event that's happening April 13th from 1 to 5 p.m. at College Camp. College Camp is located about 10 minutes away from campus, and what we'll be doing is really embracing natural hair and all hair types really. We want this to be a really inclusive event and a chance for people to really learn about hair for men and women. So, yeah.
That's super exciting.
So what encouraged you to start this up?
I thought about this event back when I was a freshman here. I didn't know what exactly I was going to do or the capacity or a level I would take it to. But after going to stores like Walmart and Walgreens and all the hair stores and seeing that there wasn't really things or products that I needed for my hair, I got together with some friends and decided to put this event on. I'm from New York City, and back home we have a lot of events like festivals for hair, the big one being Curl Fest. And one thing that festival offers is the opportunity to get free hair samples, which is something that we're going to do at CurlCon, so people can try products and get to learn their hair. Yeah.
So what are some of the other organizations that you're working with?
Yeah. So I have a team from about 13 students from about 5 or 6 different organizations, which include BEEF, which is Black Engaged Enlightened Feminists. We have That Girl, B4E, which is Brothers for Empowerment, Oneonta's Activity Council, ISO, which is International Students Organization, and ALS, Africano Latino Studies Club.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's great.
I would just like to personally say that I think this event is absolutely amazing and it's much needed. Personally, I had my hair straightened my whole life. I didn't know how to handle it, and it was just easier, and it just fit with what I saw. So I did chemicals, I did heat every day to my hair, and coming to college, I went natural. So it would be over 2 years now with no heat and no chemicals, and it feels amazing. It really does, and I just think it's such a topic that should be talked about more, and I feel like if it's shown more and it's talked about more girls will have the confidence and the education to go natural. So I want to thank you for the event because I think it's amazing.
Yeah, and that's been an issue for a lot of people of color on campus, because one thing that I like to do and a lot of my friends like to do is something called protective styling. So that means braiding or doing wigs or things that allow you to not manipulate your hair as much. And here in Oneonta, there are no hairdressers that can do that. We have students who, take the opportunity and get a little money on the side, but we have no professional people who do protective styling here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what kind of products do you use? What do you love to do with your hair and stuff like that?
So my favorite products are from Shea Moisture and Cantu. I love those brands. Yeah. I do a lot of deep conditioning and wash and goes, and right now, what I have in my hair is Shea Moisture Curl Stretch Pudding. I love it so much because like shrinkage is a whole nother thing that we'll talk about at CurlCon. Yeah,
I know about shrinkage.
Yeah, and also hair color wax, which has become like a really big thing now. It allows people who are natural the opportunity to dye their hair different colors, and it just washes out. So there's so many things that we're going to talk about at the CurlCon.
Perfect.
Well, that's super exciting. When and where was that again?
So it's April 13th, 1 to 5. We will have some type of transportation picking people up at Hunt Union, and we'll have a final bus at 2 from Morris Hall. And we are doing free sample giveaways for the first 60 people to share the flyer, so look out for that.
Ooh, all right. Well, that's super exciting. Best of luck with the event, and thank you so much for joining us, Cheyenne. Hold on for our next topic. Welcome back. So now we're going to be moving on to the controversial death of Nipsey Hussle, and I'm going to toss it over to Danny B, because I know she feels very strongly about this.
Oh God. I personally just don't understand like the concept of death, and the reason why I say that is because Nipsey Hussle was literally 33 years old, and he grew up in Compton and in California area where it was very dangerous, and it's kind of ironic because Tupac is from Cali, and Tupac kind of did the same kind of things. And I find it interesting that, you know, in 2019 we have somebody that has a positive outlook on hip hop and really wanted to make a difference in his community, and unfortunately this man got shot 6 times in front of his store. Now, I'm not trying to say that this is not fishy, but to me it's a little suspect. Come to find out recently in the news that today they said that it was someone that he knew. So therefore, in all of these situations, Tupac, Suge Knight, Biggie Smalls, I'm not going to say, but Diddy.
That's what I was about to say too, yeah.
That's his best friend, knowing how he's making revenue.
Yes.
Think about it.
Yes.
His best friend is dead, and he's making revenue off of his best friend. And making millions of dollars, and his best friend is still not here. So someone had to be a sacrifice, in a sense, where you ain't going to be here, but we still going to make money with or without you, kind of thing.
Sure. That's
it's dark when you think about it.
And not just make money, make more money. I mean, Nipsey Hussle's I think his sales increased like 2,000%. I mean, that always happens nowadays, but that's the way it works. And the same thing happened when Pac died. Same thing happened when Biggie died. Your sales go up, and people make more money off you just in the whole nostalgia, remembrance.
Well, I feel like it's a trend. Like, it's weird. Like, death is a cycle. So I'm like, okay, we have a list of celebrities. If I could just think from like mid 2000s, you got 2001, Aaliyah died, and she died in a plane crash, and they told her not to get on the plane, but she still got on the plane, and she died. Then you have another person. You even have James Brown. James Brown died in December of like 2005. I remember that because I was gonna go see him at the Apollo Theater, located in Harlem on 125th Street, and go see him, which is a famous theater. But it's just interesting because I feel like there's a trend to these deaths. Like, the celebrities that die have significance to our lives. Like,
certainly,
despite all the news about Michael Jackson, that man did phenomenal things for people, charities, helping people out, and then boom bop, he's gone. It's almost like we don't want influential people around, because if we do, maybe they'll revolt and do something different.
More powerful, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, it's crazy how people have power in their voice. And that's why I tell people, I'm like, if you got a talent or a goal, just know that when you're going for that, there is something that's going to be put at risk, and that might even be your life. And that's even with entertainment, that's with television, that's anything you do. If anything's going to get you quote unquote clout, and if people don't know what clout is, it's not a disease. It's something where you make money and people love you for it, or you have a high status
power and
in
influence.
Society. But you know, it's heartbreaking when you hear about it, because I was a fan of Nipsey Hussle, and I'm like, dang, like, where I wanted to see where he was gonna go. And even on that note, there's Lauren London, his significant other, his girlfriend at the time, and it's like, for her, it's just like, what is she gonna do now? And I feel bad because she has to look at it through social media, and I get it, like, people want to repost things and be like, I love him, but for her, I feel like she needs a break from that.
Yeah, certainly.
One thing that I wanted to add, like, with the clout that you said, I think what's important to like emphasize, it's clout when you're going the opposite way. It's like clout that's not following. So like we're all going the same way. Right. So when there's people that go the opposite way, like the holistic healing, which I think was coming out about him.
Exactly.
So I think that it's when you go the opposite way is when you're really a target. And I find it ironic because this has happened before when people want to bring up like holistic healing, they disappear.
Right. Like I think it's pretty suspicious that he's not the first person we've discussed about this. I think if you're, you know, still denying it, you're oblivious or something's wrong here, because I mean, he was apparently making a documentary about Dr. Sebi or whoever who wanted to. He apparently had a holistic approach to the cure for AIDS, and he's dead suddenly. And then people who want to address him are dying. I'm pretty sure, of course I'm forgetting her name, Left Eye from TLC. Wasn't she doing something? Yeah, it was going to do the same thing. She's dead. I mean, come on. It's not coincidental after so long.
And will take the money away from
Exactly.
pharmaceuticals, health insurance. So I don't want that.
Sorry that we're woke on this show, but like, you know, if they're coming after us, y'all kill Whitney.
I mean, you know, when people want to make change, other people don't want to make that change. We've seen it throughout history. Martin Luther King, John F. Kennedy, same thing. It's the same principle. It's the same principle. Unfortunately, that's just the world that we live in, and you just got to keep going against it.
And ironically, I think this week was when Martin Luther King actually got assassinated. I think on April 5th is the day that he got assassinated. Just a little fun fact there.
Well, all right. Unfortunately, that's all we have for tonight. But thank you guys for joining us. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at TheOval and at WireTV73, and we will see you next week. Good night, everybody.